One day, when I was about 8 years old, my sister and I discovered a hidden drawer full of women's clothes in my dad's closet. We played dress up with them, not realizing that they had once belonged to the now dead victims of my serial killer dad. My father wasn't physically abusive or anything, but I always kinda knew something was off about him. I once tried to explain it to a school counselor, telling him that sometimes my dad would get so angry that he'd tell us, "You two drive me nuts. I need to blow off some steam or I'll end up doing something to you that I might regret." Then he'd run out of the house and disappear for a few days, only to come back calm and content. But this one time, Dad took me swimming at a lake and I got tired, so I reached for a life float. And Dad just pushed it away from me. I would swim some more and started getting really tired, but Dad kept pushing the float away until I started crying out of exhaustion. The counselor said Dad was just teasing me, but today I know that it was Dad's dark side. I saw it frequently, like when I came home late from a movie and my dog Princess had disappeared. I asked where she was, and Dad simply responded, "She wouldn't shut up, so I made her shut up." And where is she now? Gone. You won't see her again. I couldn't believe he had done that, and cried myself to sleep that night. The next morning, I found Princess's collar on my nightstand, and it was snapped in two. To this day, I don't want to think about what happened. I used to think he was just mean, but one time he was driving me to school. He beeped at a bunch of college girls who were only like 21 years old. I was so disgusted when he rolled down the window and shouted, "Hey cuties!" Afterward, he kept telling me for weeks how pretty that one girl was he'd seen. It was as if he couldn't get her out of his mind. One part of me hated him, especially because he constantly made us move states. When I'd ask him why, he'd get angry and scream that kids weren't allowed to question their parents' decisions. One time he got drunk, though, and told me that we had to move away in secret because there were people searching for us. But don't get me wrong, I loved my dad over everything. He often asked me how my day in school was, and when I told him that one of my classmates had called me fat, he followed that boy on his way home from school, pulled him into a forest, and threatened him quite explicitly. I know that because the boy told his parents about it, who then called the police. But all that's harmless compared to my dad's little hobby. We lived near a lake when I was around 13, and there was a bridge in the neighborhood which I hated. Dad started speeding every time we came close to it, as if he wanted to get over it as fast as he could. As if there was something hiding under the bridge that he wanted to get away from. Well, one night my dad got really drunk again and asked me if I would leave him if I found out he was a serial killer. I responded, "I don't know, Dad. Maybe." "Well, I am one, and now you know." "No, you were just drunk. Go to bed." What happened next was horrible. He told me in way too much detail how he had done it again and again, and I just listened in shock.